Yeah, I've been questioning a lot, as these last 4 months or so have been a very self-reflective like season for me. And it's just been filled with a lot of like my questioning myself, my behaviors, things that have not been helpful for my growth, that don't align with the version of myself I'm trying to that I'm trying to morph into, you know? There's things that have been in the background, things that I knew about, things that I was self-aware about, but sometimes I would mistake like my self-awareness. I would get so caught up in this like self-awareness loop, if that makes sense. And maybe some of you guys kind of maybe have gone through this too as well when I explain it, but you I don't know, like in a way, like you becoming self-aware of your patterns, your behaviors, the things you do, the things you say, the things that are good that you say, the things that aren't good that you say. You you become conscious and self-aware of what you're doing, what you're saying, but it's very easy to and I it's very easy to get caught up in the self-aware loop where you're just observing what you're doing, and in a way that can be very, I don't know, it can act as it can be kind of soothing in a way, but I don't know, in a good way. I don't know if it's in a good way because it's so self-aware. You're so self-aware. You're becoming aware. You're giving off like this. You're giving off this perception to others, and people think like, "Oh my God, he's so self-aware. He's so in touch with his feelings. He can pinpoint this, and that." And like, yeah, like all that is really good. It's helpful. It's detrimental to growth because if you can't pinpoint what's wrong, then it's kind of hard to take the steps towards growth and change, you know? But there's definitely a point where you can kind of get stuck in just the self-awareness loop of, yeah, you're becoming self-aware, but you're not really taking the steps to change. And it happens again, you make whatever a mistake or you do something that the pattern, that this happened previously. And in a way it just starts becoming like a self-sabotage pattern loop as well, because at least with me, like I remember I used to kind of like psych myself out with my patterns, things that I would do. I would become self-aware and I'd be like, damn, like I've been through this again. Okay, what's going on? And then I would like go through it again, get in my head, and try to figure out, understand why I would do this or why I would do that. But then that was it. I was just gaining more information about maybe why I did this thing or why I did this thing. But I was just doing very like surface level work, and it wasn't getting me really nowhere. Like, yeah, people would probably tell me like, "Oh my God, like you're very self-aware." And I was able to like really I was able to describe, articulate very well what it is that I was gonna what it is that I was going through when people would explain, or when I would explain to people, just being openly honest, emotionally vulnerable, whether it was with just friends, relationships, whatever the case may be. I was really good at explaining what it is that I was going through and what it is that has put me in this position that I'm currently in. Like that is cool. It's fine. But in a way that can be very like it can be kind of performative if you're not changing, you know? You're not doing the actual work. You're just doing the surface level work. You're not going deep into the root, you know? Like there's no real work that's being done, you know? It's all just like surface. Sorry, there's like I heard someone outside. It's all surface level. Nothing's going deep. You're not pulling out the root of the problems and examining it and cutting off what doesn't deserve to be there, you know? You're just like trimming the top, you know? When you're doing yard work, you're just kind of maybe like getting the weeds out, like whatever doesn't look good on the surface, you know? But like the things, like they regrow, they come back. So it's kind of like, yeah, you're becoming aware each time it happens again. It's when the weeds regrow and you notice it, you trim it, but then it comes back again. You know, you're not going to get rid of any problem. You're not going to kill anything that you, if it's something that you genuinely like want to get rid of, anything that's weighing you down, anything that's old, that doesn't identify with you anymore, and you know that it's being detrimental to your growth. You know, maybe you're trying to reach a new plateau of your life. You know, you're trying to maybe get a new job or move to a new place, or you just have like these new you just have like this ambition now, this drive, a new desire for different things in your life, you know? And maybe you continue, you're trying, but maybe there's things that are happening that are like blocking you, and it's hard for you to kind of like get to whatever it is that you're trying to get, this new goal, this new desire. And you're probably questioning yourself, and I do this too. It's like, whoa, what's going on? Like, why? I feel like I'm doing all the right things, but, and then, like I said, part of the issue might and probably is that there's this deep rooted behavior patterns, issues, trauma, whatever the case may be, that you have been dealing with, that you are dealing with, that you're just letting it be there, you know? You're just shoving stuff under the rug. You have to like get in there, do the deep work, you know? That's the only way that you'll grow, that you'll change, that you'll become and morph into this person that you truthfully want to be. You know, you say in your head you want to change. You don't want to be this person anymore. You don't want to hurt people anymore. You don't want to hurt yourself anymore, you know? For you to embody this new version, this person that you want to become, you have to stop lying to yourself. You have to do the work. Don't do the work for yourself. There's someone else. The work that you do behind closed doors for yourself each and every day, showing up, that's where the true growth happens. Not when you're going out and you're telling people you're going to change, or you're doing this or you're doing that, or you're explaining how you're so good at explaining and being aware of your patterns and your issues and your behaviors and your childhood trauma. Like, no, like it gets to a point where it's just performative. You're trying to do it for an audience. Like, don't do it for the applause. There's no audience. It's just you. It's just you. Like, that's it. Show up every day. Don't tie your growth to anything else but to today, to yourself. Wake up, do the work. Let the world mirror back to you like what it is that you need to change, what it is. Like, go deep, journal, meditate, go to therapy, whatever it is that you think that might help you uncover more of yourself, to rediscover and just transform into this new being that you know is inside you. You know it's in there, you can feel it. But you know as well what it is you need to do. So don't, you know, don't get caught up in all the worldly flesh things that steer you away from doing the real work, the growth, you know? Don't let it win. Stay strong, remain faithful in whatever it is that you believe in, the universe, God, energy, whatever the case may be. Put all your faith, all your trust into yourself, you know? Yeah. That's all I got.